I wanted to say like
Preach.
Mentalk Ubuntu. Then I said that's just too much cheese.
Oh. You're on job. You're on job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's talk. Mentalk Ubuntu. Yeah. Come on now. It's okay
Let's
to
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I love that. Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes talking is quite hard. I mean, there's songs about sorry being the hardest word, and that's just one word, right? So when we talk about unpacking our general thoughts and feelings, in particular, we're obviously talking about being vulnerable and sharing certain things you may be uncomfortable with or low moments. So it still takes some of that courage that Rumbi mentioned earlier. And you heard about the bread. Sometimes you don't cry over spilt milk, but you can cry over lost bread. It's fine. Have a little tear. And it made me, for some reason, think about Hansel and Gretel and them leaving the trail of breadcrumbs that lead to the gingerbread house. Now, gingerbread house can be whatever you want it to be. That beautiful relationship you think, that business that's going to make you a millionaire, billionaire. Just remember,
exactly.
They didn't have a great time in that gingerbread house.
Yeah.
So there's still hardships to come. And don't look at it from the outside looking in and think it's all wonderful. There's still work to be done. And I love the idea of relationships. And now that we've got our first female guest on here, people, I can finally find out what I need to do.
No,
this
what?
episode's gonna change
Ray,
my life
I'm gonna
forever.
tell you, the number of girls I've set this guy up with, honestly, I've literally given you the best I have, and no,
Rumbi, it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. Today isn't about me. Don't be putting my business out on the street like that.
I'm saying I have no answers for you.
I'm asking better questions as I go. Let me ask you about what value should a man look for a wife to bring to the table? Because you're obviously the example.
I'll tell you a joke. It's not a joke, but it's real life. My husband keeps on saying that I missold him this marriage. Because there's a day, I'll tell you, it's a digression, but you'll love it. So the first day he came to meet my parents, right? So, had a whole dinner and everything. But there's this culture in Zimbabwe when before people eat, you bring a dish with water. You go on your knees and basically you pour the water so they wash their hands and everything. So I gave him the full A-star treatment that day. Like he was like, damn, I'm going to be getting this every day in my marriage. And I think it was like a day or two after that, I was like, yeah, that will only ever happen once, mate. Only on special occasions. Probably never again are you going to see that. Until this day, he's like, that's the day I decided to marry you, and I've never had it again. So when it comes to value, oh my gosh. Do you know what? I'm not going to say there are any values you should look for in a woman. And this is speaking from experience. Yeah. And this is me being serious. When I say that, I'm not saying that, like rewrite everything. Let's rewrite everything we've been told about what to expect. But I think sometimes there's something that comes with expectations, right? You're looking for a specific set of values in a person. One thing I would say is, are you sure those are the values you want in a wife, or are those the values you've been told to look out for in a woman? Because you could get, values of someone who's homely, someone who's hardworking, or someone who's hardworking but is not homely. You can't get it all. So that's why I'm saying that it gives an expectation of that person, which might just not happen. And that's where you get so much issues in marriages, where you've got these expectations, you've got these values you saw when you were dating, and those values just are not there in marriage, because it's a whole different ball game. And it's the honest truth. And I'm not sugarcoating it for nobody, because I think this is the reality of the situation. This is why we always get the honeymoon phase. And, it's a whole adjustment to marriage, because you're starting to think, is this the person I married? And those first few years are hard, because you're starting to actually get to know someone, because what we portray in dating is so different from what we actually see day to day. So I'm a firm believer in, yes, it's good to have values. I think it's good to have values in yourself. You know what you're worth and what you want for you. So I know that I expect to be loved. I know that I expect to, I know what I want in me for me. I want to be happy. I want to live a life like this. And if there is someone who can fulfill those values you have about life, then that's the bonus. So rather than values of what to find in a person, I would say have a value on your life and what you expect for your life. And if that person can help fulfill those things, then you've got a keeper. So I would not put any particular values or something I see in someone, because it's unfair. One, it's unfair. But I think there's a bigger holistic picture that needs to be, painted for people to see, is what do you see yourself doing in 10 years with your family? And does that person share that vision? And if they do, then you've got a building, you've got a foundation that you can build on. So don't set expectations on what that person has to be like, what they do, what they're like, or, if they talk about money, if they talk about this, yeah, they'll do all of that. We all know what we've been told we need to do before marriage, but do you really believe in it? That's the question. So I need to see people looking more at, this is the life I want to live, and can that person build it with me? And if they can, and if they want to, I think that's the person you need to go for. So, yeah, rant over. You might not agree with me.
No, that was a really good rant, and it just made me think of one aspect of it, of the biblical side of it, of Adam and Eve's story, where God created man, took one of his ribs to create woman. So in every woman there's a man, and every man there's a woman. So essentially, you, as long as you both have that vision together, you are one collectively together. And as time goes on, you build your foundation brick by brick, the house. So when a tornado or
with bricks,
unless you're in America, obviously, in this country, we build houses on bricks. So whatever the weather, rest assured, exactly, strong foundation. Whatever the weather, your house, your unity, your relationship is going to stand no matter what. And that kind of feeds into what I wanted to ask you, when it comes to, so collectively, what kind of traditional values, because you did also say that because you've, come here, a lot of the traditions is kind of put aside, because you're living your own life and creating your own values and traditions and things like that. Now you've had, and you're seeing her grow day by day, and she's about to turn 3 very soon. What traditional values would you like to give her and show
and
her?
I think this is one thing that I love about our culture. And I know we've spoken about the mental side of things and that needing a lot of work, but believe me, there is something that we are taught in terms of respect and loving our tradition and where we've come from. It's built that foundation for me and my husband. And I think that was one of the visions that we both had, that we don't want her to forget where she's from. we'll take bits from, the modern world, because it's a global world. You have to get to learn other cultures, other traditions, but we should not forget where we come from. So we literally have that vision of her growing up with both languages, knowing where she's come from, visiting home, seeing her cousins, her family, and learning about that history, because it's important for you to, it's sort of like helps you to be a little bit more humble in life, because there's so much that our ancestors have gone through, our parents have gone through to get us here. And without sharing that struggle, you lose a little bit of yourself if you don't know your history. So it's so important to share it. And I think as well, it just helps you understand, like, oh my gosh, if they had to go through that, surely I should be able to weather the storm. That's literally how I see it. I saw my parents studying, for A levels with us, going to university with us, working, double jobs and doing everything, doing master's programs. We saw their journey whilst we were growing. It's not the ideal situation, but it instilled that hardworking ethic that I think I have, because I've seen them go through it. And I would like us to have that same thing for our little girl. And we both agreed, and we saw that our backgrounds are very similar. We had similar backgrounds, and how we got here is similar as well. So we both shared that passion of wanting to make sure she doesn't forget where she came from, so she'll know both roots, she'll know both backgrounds, she'll know Zimbabwe, she'll know Nigeria, and she'll love both, and she'll love the food, she'll love everything that comes with it, because there's so much richness that comes with Africa that I don't want her to take for granted, because it's such an important culture, and it's shaped all of us. And I'm glad to say I am amongst very fine gentlemen who've grown up to be very fine human beings. So I want that. I want to be able to appreciate that, So yeah, I mean, that's our vision. That's our wish. But you never know. You never know with life. I just hope she appreciates that.
I'm definitely sure that both of you are doing an amazing job in that department. Not worried about that one bit. But on another note, to lighten the tone as well, I was also going to ask, because again, going back to yourself and your husband, and it at the same time, I was thinking of the big biblical sense of it, but at the same time, I was also thinking of the I don't know if you know that Disney film, The Princess and the Frog.
Like, how many frogs have I kissed?
Do you know that? Have you seen that? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So the question is,
I'm like, is this where we're going? No. I can't kiss and tell, but go on.
Let me tell you, we're not trying to expose. No. So essentially, how do you / a woman know, or spot, or tell the difference between Prince and the Frog?
Do you know? There were times I thought I knew.
That's a big sigh.
And this is the honest truth. There are times I thought I knew, and I didn't know. Didn't know a damn thing. But I'll tell you, the day I met my husband, something just clicked. I know it sounds terrible and such a cliche, but literally the ground I was walking on was just shaking from that day, and it just felt right. It just felt right. Like, everything about him, about us being together, just felt right. He didn't say anything. I don't think he ever actually did say anything, but being with him just felt right. So I don't know. I mean, I want to say you'll just know as a woman, but I think you'll just know. Honestly, I think you will just know that this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. I didn't need to see any signs. I didn't need to ask a certain number of questions to to know, but it just felt right. And that was my experience. I just felt right. For women out there hoping, I know one of my friends is expecting them to just knock and say, God sent me, here I am. That's not going to happen. I think sometimes you need an element.
It'll be the devil.
Yeah, it'll be the devil. Damn the devil. He'll come knocking. He comes knocking. But I think the only thing I would say is just put yourself out there. I mean, I continuously put myself out there. After so many heartbreaks, I just continued. I didn't shy away from I did take a few years out for myself, but I still put myself out there. And without putting myself out there, I don't know how God would put that person before me. Do you know what I mean? Because the only way for you to meet someone who might end up being right is if you put yourself out there. So as lockdown eases, ladies and gentlemen, 21st of June, I implore you to go out there and meet your fellow kinsmen who've been waiting for those doors to open, because you'll find someone. God bless 21st of June.
Ooh, God bless it indeed. While your friend's indoors waiting, tell her to read James 2:20. Yeah, faith without works is dead. You're gonna be alone, love. Get out.
Yep.
Oh, that's brilliant advice. I think your relationship advice today has been incredibly valuable, and at the core, for me, it struck on two notes. The first is you got to get to know yourself and what love means for you, what you feel like you need. In fact, three. And the third is you got to have that vision of what do you want in the future. So you can genuinely check if that person lines up. Like if you want to be going on boat trips with your kids and playing soccer, if the other person isn't amiable to that and isn't likely to change, that's going to cause a lot of headaches later. And you nicely mentioned even things like some people won't mention finance, and some people won't. It won't be a big deal. All them things, like have these open conversations. But I think one of the biggest ones there was when you know yourself and the other person knows themselves, it feels right. And that's where all those cliche things, I guess something becomes cliche because it's so well known that it almost doesn't bear repeating or saying. And although it's cliche that you and your husband are like that, because if anyone ever sees these two together, yeah, they're like the cliche happy couple type thing. You know that whatever, Rumbi keeps it real, whatever's happening is happening. But when they're together, they're that cliche couple. You're like, you need a toothbrush. Like, it's sweet to see. I know a few couples like that. But it's a wonderful thing to see. But linked to that, for me, I want to shift it away from relationships because obviously I'm the odd man out here. I want to say that faith without works thing makes me think of how much work you put in on the entrepreneurial front.
Yeah.
And I know how much confidence and courage and hustle that takes. So I want to ask if you have any advice for people on building that entrepreneurial muscle.
If it's hard work, it is a lot of hard work. And that's another thing I'm not going to sugarcoat. To build a business, to build any idea you have. I was listening to Pharrell, the musician, and he was saying, we're all given the same tools. It's just a case of who picks it and masters it, who makes the masterpiece. So when it comes to building a business or becoming an entrepreneur, we are all given the same tools. We're all given the same information. It's who takes it and runs with it and actually makes something of it. It's very simple to say, yeah, I want to start a cleaning business, but you don't want to put the time to actually do the cleaning and build the, customer base and do everything. It comes with a lot of hard work and sometimes late nights, long nights. And it's challenging because I get it. I thrive from that work ethic. I'll do the late hours. If it takes me to 3 a.m. to do something, I'll be hustling away doing it because it's got to be done. And it's led to a few successes where, I thought if I just land one customer, that's all I need. And then I end up with 4 customers and I've got too much work. And it's like, whoa, panic, but it's good panic, So it's things like that where people assume you just need to do the bare minimum, do what you can because they can't do it. So they can't see what it's taking to build what you want, what your vision is. So what I would say is for anyone who's going into that side of things, you want to start a side hustle or your main business, you've got an idea, you need to put in the work. Just work at it, believe in its value, see the vision where you want to take your business to. If you see yourself, I don't know, supplying the whole country or doing what you need to do, see that vision and work towards it. Do what you need to do to get it done. Obviously, as long as it doesn't take a toll on you. I always say do what you can, but there has to always be a limit. You don't want to be working sleepless nights for a whole week because you're no good to anyone with no sleep, with no energy, without eating. Take care of yourself in the process. But that hard work ethic has got to be there. And if the people around you can't see it, they're probably not people you need to be around to get to what you need to be. So surround yourself with people who understand what you're trying to achieve. And that will work wonders for you because they will just derail you, slow you down. And before you know it, you're closing your business. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, I didn't get enough customers. Oh, I didn't do this. Didn't have money for marketing or whatever. But there's so many ways that your business can thrive. You just need to work at it. Read as many books as you can. Educate yourself. Speak to a lot of people. Get yourself a mentor if you need one. Just get as much help as you can to get your idea off the ground. And yeah, if you believe in it, it will be. It will be.
Thank you for listening to Mentalk Ubuntu Podcast and being a valued member of our community. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube, Instagram, and other social media now for access to our latest updates. DM us and let us know what your mental health is on a scale of 1 to 5. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's wonderfully said again. And it makes me think of Dave Chappelle, because I think there's an interview where he said his dad gave him some advice when he was going the proper Hollywood route. The advice was name your price. Because most people, when you're pursuing things for, say, the money or whatever, the clout, often you'll compromise your values or whatever for the paycheck. But that was what you were saying there. Just reminded me of the advice Dave Chappelle said he got from his dad, which is name your price and know if it's not worth your health or your family. Like know that gives you some solid ground, solid footing. But it'll also mean that if you get into a situation where you are putting in crazy hours, but it's going to be worth it for your family, you will know that you'll be able to keep going. So that was wonderfully said. I know obviously we were keeping you from a family as well, so we might transition into the final section. Might let Ray take over for a minute here. Digest all the beautiful things you just said.
Yeah, just to add on that note, I can't even remember who said it, but they said that everyone starts from the same line, as in the sense everyone has the same time, the same 24 hours. It's all about how you use your 24 hours. So for instance, if you're a footballer, let's say for instance, Ronaldo is the best footballer. He had the same 24 hours as you. What was he doing and what was you doing within those 24 hours? And so essentially, that's where you need to know that you're
Yeah.
adding value into your time to make sure you get the results that
And
you
they're
want to
mastering
get.
their craft, aren't
Whatever
they?
you have as your
Constantly.
vision and mission kind of thing. Exactly. Never ends. Never ends. Yeah, so let's transition to the closing one where we kind of throw a few spanners in the works, shall we say. But before that, I think our listeners are also keen to find out, how do you most want to be remembered? And yeah, so that's the question. How do you want to be remembered? By who?
Do you know, I always think about this, and it sounds morbid, but every time someone dies, I always think, how fondly I remember those people, our last conversation, what I said or what they said to me. And I always think, well, what if I died today? What are people going to remember me for? Are they going to feel how I feel when I think about someone I've lost? And I honestly don't know the answer to that question yet. I've not figured it out. I'll just like to, hopefully they'll remember me for my smile. It's the only thing, that she smiled a lot. I'm not the yeah, just remember me for my smile, and I hope it makes you smile too. That's all. Trying to be humble, guys. You're not helping. You are not helping.
That's sweet. That's sweet. You're too humble. Hey, we talk the truth
I honestly
around
don't
here.
know. Yeah, but smiled a little bit too much. And one thing I'll wish they
the way you
forget I
said
had a
it
gap
is.
tooth, but Ray's got a gap tooth. So gap tooth family again. Shy, odd one out. Seriously, what are you adding value to this conversation?
Yeah.
I'm making you guys look better. That's it.
Yeah.
You're selling us out.
Yeah. Hey, nah, I've never heard anyone say that, but that thought of everyone can remember that you smiled a lot, and that will make them smile. And yeah, as you say it, if I remember you're always smiling, typically happy. There's been serious moments, serious conversations, but that's a beautiful way to be remembered. That's a beautiful way.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anyone else stealing that idea. That's Rumbi's.
Trademark.
Patent pending. No copyright. So I think the smile is one of your strongest features, 100%. Like, you light up a room and it sticks. People will remember your smile, 100%. What I want to find out from you is, what would you say is the best thing about being Black?
Melanin. Oh, it's got to be the melanin. I mean, no, I'm joking. But no, it's true though. We have so many benefits to our skin that just, we glow, Black don't crack, every single thing, we have so much, to give with our skin. But if I would say the best quality, it's a quality of being Black, I would probably say our resilience.
We can call it that. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah, there's a few who let us down, who let the race down, but I'm discounting them. But I think 99.9% of Black people are resilient. We've gone through far too much, to let someone close the door on us and we don't find another way in or make a window for ourselves. I don't think I've met a Black person who's not resilient in one way or the other. We are so resourceful. And I was watching, there's this guy called Usman. I can't remember his surname, but he's Gambian, and he got a scholarship to go to Canada or somewhere, and he rejected them because he said, "Well, they haven't got anything to teach us that we all don't already know. The best way that we can impart knowledge and experience is learning from the communities around ourselves, which are Africans. They are African communities and countries who've done so well. And those are the people we should be learning from for our own countries." And that really resonated with me because I just thought we really, as a Black people, as a race, we have so much wealth. We have so much knowledge. The amount of Black excellence I've seen because we're shouting about it, we have so much to give. And, we give so much of ourselves, to the rest of the world that we actually don't realize how much how much we have, the art, the intelligence, the music, everything, you name it. So much is oozing out of just the Black culture, the Black community, that we need to harness that energy. We need to all learn from it, from our peers. And it goes back down to sharing that knowledge. Let's not be stingy with it, people. Let's share it, and let's grow together. I think that's the most important quality we have as Black people.
Amazing, truly amazing. Even as Black people, we need to come away from that thing of the whole we're divided. We just need to come together and just share and build and ignite.
Yeah.
So it's totally comprehend that. So my question to you is, I can see you don't have a beautiful beard. Okay, so my question is, who taught you how to do your hair?
My mum is not big on hair. If you see my mum, she rocks her short hair. I didn't learn anything about beauty from my mum because she just thought natural beauty is 100%. And that's why, as you see, no makeup today, because it's one of the things that she just told me, "Rumbi, you're beautiful the way you are. You don't need makeup. You don't need extensions. You don't need any of that." Obviously, I just discounted that because of peer pressure. But I learned how to do my hair from watching someone else do hair. And I just picked up one of my Barbie dolls because it had long hair, and I just started to do cornrows on it. And that's how I learned to do my own hair, from watching. You'd be surprised what you can learn from just observing. No one sat down and taught me. I just watched other people and just got it. And I started doing my own hair. And from then, it's just been watching YouTube videos, seeing how other people do different styles, and you're learning as you're observing and seeing from other people. So, this one's not for my mum. No, she did not teach me that one. But I'm just very inquisitive and I like to learn, as you might have gathered. So I just taught myself, and that's literally one thing I'm going to take and own because I literally taught myself.
Oh, well done. And well done, Mom. That's fire. You beautiful as you are. Some people need makeup.
Bird.
You honestly don't. Keep it real. I'll tell somebody, hey. You need some
Not
assistance.
every day though.
Just
Some days you're like, damn, I need to put that makeup on.
But nah, you don't. So that's well done, Mom. Yeah. We all know if you're a bit dehydrated, you haven't slept right, don't offend people on the street. Come on now. Ray is much more reserved than I am. I would have asked you the real question, which was who taught you how to shave. But maybe people listening won't be past 9 p.m. It's fine. So I'll ask you my next question. Nah. It's too late now. Continue.
Listen, no, on the camera.
It's because he's got a daughter. He knows. What if someone asks this of Amelia? No.
But no, you know what? If you've got daughters, you need to be able to know, what if I'm not? What if the mum's not there for whatever reason, gone away or something, and then puberty strikes and you're the only one there. You need to be able to know these things. So yeah, got to be strong and go through it. Yeah, but I think that's one thing with girl dads, and like what Ray was saying, growing up with siblings, you start to learn a few things about, if you've got younger sisters, they go through those things, and you know where to pick up tampons and all that kind of thing. So I think it's something that men need to embrace and not just even go, whoa, as soon as they hear, something to do with the P word or the M word, you're like, whoa, okay, go to your mom. Go. I think everyone needs to have a part in playing that. You never know when you need it. So yeah, be a part of that conversation.
Thank you for answering that. I'll hit you with a quick fire one, which is, what's a resource you value that other people should check?
A resource that I value. Are we talking educational resource? Oh, damn. Let me think about this one. No. Where do I get all my trivia and information from? Jeez, guys. Honestly, I think you got the wrong person. Oh.
It can be something for fun. It doesn't have to be, anything deep. Just something that you engage with that you think other people would also enjoy if they check
All right.
out.
Okay. Now I'll tell you one thing that I'm actually quite excited about that will help a lot of people, especially if anyone just needs a $5 or a $10 or something. Yeah. There's something called usertesting.com. That website has changed my life. I'm literally earning at least $10 a day from this website. So I would definitely say go check it out. Usertesting.com. So if you're down for money, you don't know when you're getting your next £10 to pay for bread or fill up your tank, sign up to usertesting.com. If you've got a desktop or a phone, I think you'll be able to do it. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah. Especially if, as a parent, sometimes you've got little things you need to pay for. This helps. So there you go. That's my tip of the day.
Perfect. Thank you. I hope everyone's taking notes. So to conclude, what do you wish more men talked about?
This is the selfish part of me coming out. I wish. Yeah. I think I've already mentioned it, a little bit, and we talked about it in the Tea Lady podcast, which is just, I wish men would immerse themselves. And when I say immerse, I say proper immerse yourself into learning about the female reproductive system and how it all works and what goes into all of that. We're talking from menstruation to family planning, like literally everything. I think there's a lot of education that is needed there because men don't realize what women go through every month. Not all men, some do. So, I want to say thank you to all those men who do get it, who feel it for their spouses, for their partners. But there's a lot of education that is needed for men, because the amount of times that I've heard someone thinking everyone goes on a period on the 25th of every month is it's astounding. So yeah, definitely, I would say a lot of education is needed on that area. And just for guys to actually know more, a little bit about that. You'd be surprised at what you can learn. I'm still learning, and I'm a woman, so yeah.
Amazing.
Standing. You're about to ruin some women's hold on strategies.
I would
Like,
tell
hey,
you
no,
something.
no.
Look,
I
this
checked
is
last time
this
you
is
said.
a a respectful podcast, so I'm not gonna go there. Just say some people are counted. That's all I can say.
Rightly so. Very respectful.
You can't hide with things like that when you're married.
Oh gosh, Rumbi. Ooh, we best make a swift exit.
That is all I'm saying on the topic.
She's hitting a little too close to home. Ruby's got jokes. That's all Ruby's got jokes. Now, listen. If our listeners want to get in touch or keep up with your activities, how best can they do that and support you?
At the moment, I would say the TL podcast is the best place. So just on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, the TL podcast is where you'll find us. We are going through a little bit of a rebrand, but oh gosh, so excited about what's coming. But I'll give you a bit of a snippet. We're going through a revamp. We're going to have so many stories from women providing their backgrounds on specific issues where either they've been told no or they have suffered a specific issue, and just basically it'll be a whole big production. So yeah, looking forward to it. So it's coming to your earbuds very soon.
Wonderful. Please listen to the Tea Lady podcast if you haven't already done so. I am an avid listener, a massive fan. I was absolutely gutted when the announcement was made that it was coming to an end. And then I was elated when the announcement was made that it's only coming to an end because it's moving on to a bigger and better stage or platform. It's fabulous conversations, huge variety of guests. The topics they'll have you in stitches and they'll have you thinking a lot as well. And there's something there for everyone, young, old, man, woman. And in fact, Rumbi starting up that podcast was one of my inspirations for finally putting my voice out there, my face out there. And she was very encouraging, and she's been a huge scaffold foundational piece for helping us set up with Mentalk Ubuntu and figure out, because hey, when you don't know the game, you don't know what's going on. Huge learning curve that she saved us from. So find the Tea Lady podcast on Instagram, find it on wherever you listen to podcasts. Honestly, I can't rate it highly enough. And make sure you rate them.
Come on,
leave
guys.
a comment.
I hope you're doing it right now as we're talking.
On the back of that. But honestly, you'll love it.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. No.
Yeah. Search right now.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Really, really appreciate it.
No, I was going to say the exact same thing. Like, don't let me interrupt you. But since I've got the floor, I just want to personally, truly thank you for giving us this opportunity and time, and as Shai said, being the scaffolding for putting us on this journey and sharing your knowledge and expertise. Even the conversation today has been so insightful in terms of the golden nuggets you've given, and it's just made me think that by not adding value, it's the same as taking it away, if that makes sense. And at the same, and on the other side of the coin, it's like how can I put it? The more you add to people's lives, the more valuable you become.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for giving me the platform. I am honored to be on the show. Honestly, you guys have shared so many experiences and had so many like wonderful people, and I'm just like honored to be counted among them, because honestly, I just feel like we're playing around in the Tea Lady podcast and like talking utter rubbish sometimes. And here you guys are doing such serious and wonderful work. So, I just, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I know Mentalk Ubuntu will go to from strength to strength. And, all I did was plant a seed. You guys have gone and grown a full-grown baobab tree, and it's literally, giving loads of fruit. So thank you so much. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Rumbi. And yeah, just much love. All the best. Or wishing you every success with the future. If you're still listening, thank you very much for sticking it out. And no doubt you got a lot of value from this episode. And yeah, keep tuning in, keep supporting, and take care. Hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed creating.
Don't forget to follow, like, share, and connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our latest episode and listen to any you missed. And tune in next episode.
Take care.